Good Friday morning. It's Thursday, but you'll see this Friday. I got a really good start on a really nice handle. That is African blackwood. And when I get this all sanded up and buffed out, that's going to be a pretty handle. So right now, I can see I have a difference in thickness here. I got to go back to the big belt grinder and bring that down some. But I got a good start on this handle. All right, here we go. Let the games begin. A little bit of work on a belt sander and then some hand sanding. All right, we have arrived at the time. I have this sanded up to 800. I've given it the classic Coke bottle shape, so it'll fit the hand better. Now, this looks nice, but wait till you see what it's going to look like all buffed out. So, here's a before. Isn't that some pretty wood? I love that grain. That is African blackwood. All right, let's go buff it out. Okay, are you ready? I don't want to, well, I'm going to touch it. I got to put more wax on it, but here we go. Let's turn this off. This just distorts what you can see through the camera. I am very happy with that. That came out just as good as I hoped it would. And the Coke bottle shape is a little difficult to get even and perfect on each side, but it's doable. I go through a lot of belts, and that's the machine I use right there. That's a brand new belt. And this African blackwood sure gums it up. There's no getting it off. So I will need to put another belt on that, but there we go. Now we move on to... I will turn this on. Now we move on to the sheath. And I've contacted the gentleman that wants this, and he wants a black sheath with minimal tooling. So tomorrow I make a sheath. And right now I'm fixing to go up to my garage and polish the snot out of that rim. And this afternoon I've got to go and sell that amp and speakers. I found a guy that's gonna give me a couple of $100 for everything, so that will pay for my rim and balancing and tire changing and all that. Okay, I'm really happy with that. All right, let's get out to the garage. All right, this video is about how to polish an aluminum rim and make it look like chrome. I'll give you the quick story here. That motorcycle there, the front rim, the chrome is peeling off and flaking, and there's no fixing it. So I have a choice of cleaning all the chrome off and having the rim powder coated, which I may eventually do. But in the meantime, I bought another rim that was supposed to be a brand new takeoff. And if you don't know what that is, a takeoff is generally somebody buys, let's say, a car, motorcycle, whatever, and they take rims or whatever parts off immediately and put custom parts on, so it never sees, the parts that come off never sees any use or any miles on it, and they're called takeoffs. Well, on eBay, I bought this rim here. I'll show you in just a second, because I want you to be as shocked as I was when I got it. It's supposed to be a takeoff, no miles on it, and the picture on eBay showed it looking like chrome. And this is what I got. It's aluminum. It's in not bad shape. I mean, it's been sitting around for a very long time. And for a unused takeoff, somehow this rotor got, you know, several thousand miles of brake marks on it. So, yeah, I got screwed. But the cost of sending it back is almost as much as what it's going to, you know, cost me to buy it. And I was an owner-operator for many years, and I used to polish my own aluminum fuel tanks and rims. So I have all the equipment, all the compound, And I know for certain that I can make this look like chrome. I already hit it a little bit just with no, I didn't even spend any time. I just hit it. So that's what, I can make the whole wheel look like this or better with a little bit of time, elbow grease, this buffer. And so I'll walk you through what I have. This is just an angle grinder with a polishing wheel on it. This is compound, and you go in steps. This is called cutting compound. And I buy my cutting compound from Jant's Supply, knifemaking.com. This is the cutting compound. This is the next grit, which smooths out the scratches that this leaves. And then the green is the final. Yeah, well, actually there's white, and I may go ahead and use white, but green is typically the last compound that you use, and it makes it look like a mirror. And then there's white. It's called White Diamond, and it's from the same company. All this is from the same company. So I got to figure out a way to mount this where it won't move. So because it does take a little pressure to put this on. I'm not going to bother showing you how I buff it. To be honest, it's you know, dirty, messy, and I don't want my phone exposed to all this dust. I don't really want to do it in here because I'll get dust all over these bikes, but I'm too lazy to move everything, so I'm going to try to do it right here. Alrighty, I'll work on this a little bit and show you what I got. Okay, I was going to do a real in-depth video on how to polish and what grits to use and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting here doing this and I'm thinking to myself, there's so much that I do not know about the ABS system on these bikes that I can't figure out whether it's the rotor that has the ABS sensor in it or the bearing or both. And I don't know if this is an ABS wheel, an ABS rotor. I know my rim that's on there is. So I've got to find out, I've got to dig into this and find out a lot more information because I don't want to invest the time in this if I've got to do a lot of work to it, you know, change bearings, change rotors. But I also have another thought, and this is what I really wanted to do. If the wheel on my bike, if there was nothing wrong with it, I wouldn't even be doing this. But it's just, the chrome is just falling apart and flaking. So I bought this to replace it, thinking it was chrome. And then a little bit of reading I've done, I've come to realize that these ABS systems can get screwed up really easy. And I just don't know enough about them yet to commit to making changes. So I'm gonna pause this. And if this rim will work, I'm gonna get this rim powder coated purple to match the bike. And problem solved. I really wanted, that was my original plan, was to powder coat the rim that's on there. But if this is a match and the bearings are matched and I can maybe switch my ABS rotors. If this has an ABS bearing in it, which I don't know yet, the bearings will have to come out in order to get it powder coated. Then I will take the rotors off of mine, which are chrome, put them on this, get this powder coated, put my rotors on, put this on the, but I really got to do a whole lot more research on the ABS systems and whether this would be compatible. So I'm pausing this, I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got a lot done on this motorcycle. I do have another project that doesn't require a whole bunch of technical smarts. I have some lowers that I'm going to be replacing these fairing lowers, which they're junk anyway. And they had speakers in them. I've removed the speakers. I removed the speakers from here. I removed the amp from there. And now I'm going to take these off and have brand new fairings that are primered. And I have purple paint that matches the bike. So I'm going to put new lower fairings on, painted to match the bike. And ooh, can you imagine having a purple powder coated rim? I love purple, in case you haven't figured it out. Okay, my wife has a roast. I'm fixing to go eat a little bit. I'm stopping here, and then I'm gonna wash my hands and get to work on that machete sheath. Well, I have found out even more. I haven't found out much about the rotors and bearings yet, so I'm still not certain what I'm going to do. But I did find out that my chrome rim, my Gator, it had a loose connection on the starter solenoid. I didn't even tighten it up yet. I just wiggled it and it cranked up. So I got to change the oil on it soon. When I get it up, I'll get underneath it, and it's right up under the seat there. So I'll get up underneath it and tighten up the connections. You cannot powder coat over chrome. And to remove chrome, you have to have it chemically removed at a chrome plater. Now, they're the only ones that can do that. So it is cost prohibitive to have that powder coated. So I'm glad I stopped polishing. So it's probably, I'm gonna have this powder coated, and I'm not going with black. My wife really made me think about it, and she's right. I think I said black. I'm going with black. I'm not going with purple. Powder coated black. And I think it'll look good. The bike does have black on it, you know. And the side of the fenders, yeah, it's got black accents. So I think a black powder coated shiny rim would look really nice. Anyway, this, you know, this is not something, I mean, I can ride this. It's comfortable. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just something that I plan on doing. Right now, I'm just going to clean it up in here, pick it up, blow all the dust out of here, take my air gun and blow the dust off my wife's bike. And that's it for today. I got to go meet a guy who is buying the stereo equipment that I took out of there. That was nice and easy. And that will actually pay for the powder coating when I get around to it. More than pay. I called a powder coating company over in Shreveport, and they get $150 for a motorcycle rim. And I guarantee you I could get it done somewhere else for 50 to 75, as long as I bring it to them prepared. And prepared, that's bearings removed and rotors off and that kind of thing. So, alrighty, I'm gonna put everything away here, clean this up a little bit, sweep it out, turn my wife's motorcycle around so I can take off. And then I'm going to my, well, that's it. Tomorrow, early in the morning, I'm gonna start making that machete sheath. I'll probably be done by noon, and after lunch, I'm gonna mow Bev's pond and her yard. It doesn't quite need it, but we got a bunch of rain coming, and 3 days of rain. So it will take 3 days after that for it to dry out enough to mow, and by then it'll be a foot tall. So I'm gonna get it mowed before the rain, and that way after the rain it won't be unmanageable. And what it does when you let it get that high is it leaves these rows of grass that you gotta go over and over and over to cut. Okay, that's it. Have a good Friday, y'all. This was a good day. Okay, you wanna see happy? That is happy. Happy dog, happy dog. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Now you're gonna lick your dew claws. Nope. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Good to be alive. Thank you, Lord.